Mic check. All right. Hello, everybody. We are going to do something a little bit different again today. We're going to do a tier list of cards that came out in 2025 that are playable in Krrik. Before I do that, I just want to let you guys know I am now partnered with Land Go. If you want 10% off entry into Land Go, go to their website and use the code grayface. All right, well, here we go. Let's start with the Sibsig ceremony. The Sibsig ceremony, creature spells cost 2 less to cast whenever a creature you control enters. If you cast it, destroy that creature, then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. This is a pretty good card, honestly. It's probably one of the most used cards that has seen play thus far. I'll probably do some rearranging of the tier list. I hadn't really thought this through beforehand, but I'm gonna go right ahead and put that in A tier for now. It doesn't go in every deck, but it's pretty good. Like, it really is a pretty strong card. The Soul Stone. This one, indestructible, 2-drop mana rock, add tap to add black. This text on here is just flavor text, really, but you can pay basically 8, exile a creature you control, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, you can return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Personally, I disrespect this card. I don't think it's very good. Some people are playing it. I may test it at some point if it gets a reprint. It is more than 0% playable, so I'm going to go right ahead and throw that into the C tier. The Darkness Crystal. This one's 2 black. Black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. And then 4 black tap. Put target creature card exiled with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control with 2 additional 1/1 counters. At the very least, this making your black spells cost 1 less is pretty good. And gaining you life, pretty decent. I'm going to put this one in the B tier. It's perfectly fine. I don't find it to be great. It's like maybe like the 105th card to me. Moving along, we got Archenemy's Charm. Black instant. Choose one. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Return 1 or 2 target creature and or planeswalker cards from your graveyard to hand, or put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. It gains lifelink until end of turn. This is it's okay. I think it has more value in the mid-range builds of the deck. I don't want to be paying 6 life to exile a creature or a planeswalker. I also think that it's much better in a list that is playing Professor Onyx, the Onyx Smog combo, which isn't very good. So I'm going to go right ahead and put this in. It's probably D tier. It's probably D tier. Intimidation Tactics. This costs 1 black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. Exile it. Cycling for 3 colorless. Yeah, this card sucks. It's like a way worse Thoughtseize. Yeah, this is F tier. Don't play that card. This will end up at the bottom of the D tier. Foggy Swamp Visions. For 1 black sorcery. Is an additional cost to cast the spell Waterbend X. While paying a Waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1. Exile X target creature cards from graveyards. For each creature card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of it. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice those tokens. I think there's a world where this is a good card. I don't necessarily think it's a good card right now. There's not very many creatures of our own we want to be exiling, but this brings back a Grand Abolisher, brings back a Ranger Captain, brings back Your opponents value creatures. Um, you can exile a whole combo, of your opponents. I think the more mid-range the deck you're playing is, the better it is. And I think in a different meta, this card actually could be pretty good. I kind of. I think right now it's C tier, but I definitely think it could be a B tier card. Desperate Plea, 1 and a black, sorcery. Lesson. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Choose one or both. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield if its power is less than or equal to the sacrificed creature's power, or destroy target creature. Personally, I think this is, if this was an instant, this card would be very good, but it's not. And I don't think that we're too hard up for reanimates. Um, why will it? I don't think we're too hard up for reanimates. I think this card is, it's okay. On that note, though, I'm gonna put it in the top of the D tier here. All right, Speed Demon, 3 black black, flying trample, legendary creature demon. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. At the beginning of your end step, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is your speed. I think this is a really good card. I think this is a really, really good card in a mid-range deck. Um, I think in a meta where people are playing slow with stacks and control, I think it's good. I mean, especially casting this while you already have a creature on board that can attack. Your first turn, you draw 2, lose 2, and you have a 5/5 flying trampler. I like this card. That being said, though, I still think it's probably bottom of B tier so far. The more the meta slows down, kind of like Foggy Swamp Visions, I think that these could move up the list. Next, we have Ko the Face Stealer. 4 black black, legendary creature, shapeshifter spirit. When Ko enters, exile up to one other target creature. Whenever another non token creature dies, you may exile it. Pay 1 life. Choose a creature card exiled with Ko. Ko has all activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card, and this one is a 6/6. I know some other Krrik pilots are on this card, and they have liked it. It's really good when you're facing a ranger captain, because they're not going to want to crack it, and if they do, now you have a ranger captain. I have not tested this card. I don't have this card on the list of cards that I want to test. It seems okay. I think this is actually worse than Foggy Swamp Visions. And actually, I think maybe Foggy Swamp Visions is a little bit better than the Soulstone. I'm going to put this one at the bottom of C tier. I haven't tested it. Take this ranking especially with a grain of salt, because I may be undervaluing it. Next up, we have Gwenom. 3 black black, legendary creature. Death Touch lifelink 4/4. Whenever Gwenom attacks, until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. So this is basically, it's another Bolas' Citadel. This card, it's kind of slow. The problem is that it's slow, because we don't give haste in this deck. I think it makes a much better commander its own deck, because we're not built around this card. And I wouldn't suggest building around this card. That being said, it's still pretty good. I've tested it. It has some synergy in the deck. I'm going to put Gwenom at the top of B tier. It's fun. It's a fun card. It's slow. So the slower the meta is and the slower the build of your deck, the better it gets. We are to Elegy Acolyte. 2 black black. 4/4 creature, lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. It also has Void. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped this turn, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Can be very relevant. Not the reason to play this card, though. The reason to play this card is because it's a 4-drop that draws you cards. This is very good. This is a very good card. This is a very, very, very good card in the mid-range builds of this deck. So I think this card goes at the top of A. Again, I'm looking not just ranking these cards versus each other, but how good they actually are in the deck. But I'm also kind of ranking them versus each other because I don't think any of these cards are auto-includes in the deck. None of these cards are required cards to be in a Krrik deck to make it optimized. 4/4 lifelink for 4. Draw cards. Very, 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 very good. Last card, we have Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. This is a 3-drop planeswalker. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret. 0. Untap target artifact or creature. If it's an artifact creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. -3. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. These are the 2 important abilities on this card. In other decks, the -7 might come up. It's not going to come up in this deck. Basically, this is like a 3rd key. You untap an artifact. So you play Mana Vault, play Tezzeret, untap Mana Vault. And Tezzeret was just free. Or, if you need the key, or the Mana Vault, or the Soul Ring, or your Mox, or Sensei's Top, or whatever 1 or less artifact you could be looking for, then you -3 and tutor it up. It tutors to hand, so it's not to the battlefield. So you will end up recouping 1 loyalty counter when you proceed to cast that spell. This card is sick. Absolutely sick. Straight into the S tier. I don't think it fits in every build of the deck. I have played it. I have liked it. It's not currently in my deck. And that's fine. A lot of other people are playing it and loving it. S tier, definitely. Sits alone in the S tier. So, S tier, Tezzeret, Cruel Captain, very, 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 very good card. Just a generically good card. Fits in a lot of decks, even not just the one that we're talking about today. A tier is Elegy, Acolyte, and Sibsig Ceremony. I don't necessarily know if Sibsig is on the level of these two, but I do think that Sibsig is quite a bit better than the B tier cards. You know what? I think this makes more sense. I think the S tier should be Tezzeret and Elegy. A tier, Sibsig Ceremony. B tier, we have Gwenum, the Darkness Crystal, and the Speed Demon. C tier, we have Foggy Swamp Visions, the Soul Stone, and Co. D tier, we have, I don't even remember what that card was called. It's not good. Intimidation Tactics, Enemy's Charm, and Desperate Plea. Maybe I'm being a little hard on Desperate Plea here. Maybe Desperate Plea deserves to be... Well, no, this is clearly the worst one. Yeah, Intimidation Tactics is definitely the worst one of these. And I think maybe Desperate Plea should be first. Sorcery Speed is rough, but being able to sacrifice a creature and reanimate a creature and destroy another creature at the same time can be pretty good. None of these cards are good, though. Not really. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Let me know what did I get wrong? What did I get right? Did I miss any cards? I took quite a while looking through the black cards, but there's no real easy way to sort them. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you like this. See you next time.